Ujantam Rama Rameti Maduram Maduraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Vande Valmiki Kokilam. Thanks to Valmiki, we are able to relish Ramayana as it happened. It is Valmiki who managed to capture all the nuances as they happened. Every important incident throughout the Avatara was dutifully and faithfully captured by Valmiki. Valmiki, as we know, was blessed by Brahma. And as the events unfolded, Valmiki could see exactly the way the events unfolded throughout the Avatara. It was as though he was present as the events were unfolding. And that is the reason why he could capture every little detail, including the emotions of people. And to such an extent that he managed to faithfully record history as it unfolded. Throughout the Ramayana, apart from understanding how the Avatara progressed and how Rama journeyed all the way from Ayodhya, we also get to relish in several sargas aspects of Bhagavad Rupa, Swarupa, Guna and Vibhuti. Valmiki every now and then gives us that opportunity to relish Rama's Kalyana Gunas, Rama's Divya Mangala Vigraha, his Vibhuti, his Aishwarya. And that is the reason why Ramayana is so very nectarine that every time we study the text, we get to experience Bhagavan. This is one sarga where we are going to experience a unique facet of Sri Bhagavan Ramachandra. And you would understand why I start the session thanking Valmiki for that after we finish the session. Ravana sends his spy Shukha as an ambassador. And we see how Shukha approaches Sugriva and based on Ravana's command tries to divide Rama's camp. The foolish Ravana believes that Sugriva can be bought over and Sugriva can be persuaded to walk away from the war. And he sends a message to Sugriva through Shukha. Shukha fails in that mission and Sugriva responds to Shukha and gives a message to Ravana through Shukha. Sugriva addresses Ravana's ambassador. Samesi mitram va tathanukampyo nachopakattasi name priyopi arishcharamasya sahanubandha statosi valiva vadarhavadyaha. Sugriva looks at Ravana and says, Ravana, vadarhavadyaha. Now I know why you are worthy of killing. You are not only evil, not only wicked, you are foolish too. Because you think you can send somebody who can come and talk me and win me over on your side, on the side of adharma. You are worthy of being killed, Ravana. You are neither my friend nor Rama's friend. In fact, you have declared that Rama is your enemy. So therefore, you are my enemy. Nachopakattasi name priyopi Arishcharamasya sahanubandhaha statosi Valiva vanarhavadyaha. Just like how Vali was eliminated for his stance on adharma, you too ought to be eliminated, Ravana. There is no more excuse. And he says, this is a message that Sugriva is giving to Ravana through Shukha. Nihamyaham Kvam Sasutam Sabandhum Sajñati Vargam Rajanichi Rachesha Lankam Cha Sarvam Mahata Balena Sarvaihi Karishyami Sametya Bhasma. Sametya Bhasma. Sooner or later, the entire Lanka will be burnt to ashes. It is because, and you have to take responsibility for what the destruction that is going to ensue. You, your relatives, all the Rakshasas, everyone in Lanka are going to face the brunt of our army. Avadhistvam jaravruddham gridhrajajam chatayusham kimmate ramasam sanmithye sakashe lakshmanasya cha krita sita visalakshi yam tvam grihyana buddhaye. He looks at Ravana and says, hey, Ravana, you are the one who mercilessly killed the innocent Jatayu. You had no qualms in killing Jatayu whatsoever. Kimmate ramasam mithye sakashe lakshmanasya cha. You proudly declare that you have abducted Sita. Shame on you. You managed to abduct Mother Sita in the absence of Rama and Lakshmana. You did not even attempt to abduct her in their presence. What kind of a coward are you? And you are proudly declaring that you abducted Sita and you don't even know. Krita Sita Visalakshi Yam Tvam Grihya Nabudhyase. You do not even realize who Sita really is. Why she allowed herself to be abducted by you. You go around saying you abducted her. The reality is that she allowed herself to be abducted by you. And she allowed it only for one reason, to get rid of you, to help enable all the women folk who have been abducted by you before. Thousands of Devakanyas who are imprisoned by you. In order to liberate them, she allowed herself to be abducted by you. And you do not know who she is. And you have committed a grave mistake in committing that act. Mahabalam Mahatmanam Duradarsham Surairapi Namudhyase Raghusreshtam Yaste Pranan Harishyati. You also do not understand Rama at all. Raghusreshta Mahatmana, he is the Paramatma. He is Avatara Purusha. You do not realize what you are up against. You are so foolish, you are so blinded, you do not realize what you are going to soon face. The wrath of Rama is going to be your end. The end of Rakshasas, the end of Lanka. Tato abravit valisuto angado harisattama vayam duto mahapragnya charakaha pratibhatime. Immediately, Angada looks towards Sugriva and says, Sugriva, enough of giving this message. He is not an ambassador. This Shuka, this Rakshasa, is a spy and he is worthy to be killed. Let's immediately attack him. So the entire Vanara army pounces on Shuka and starts to attack. And Shuka starts to cry out for help. Shukastu Vanarais Chandais Tatrataihi Samprapiditaha Vyachukrosha Mahatmanam Ramam Dasharatatmajam. Hey Rama, help me out. The Rakshasa calls out for help as all the Vanaras attack him. Na aghatayat tada Ramaha. Na aghatayat yada. Rama decides that it is not wise to kill a messenger. Shutva tat paridevitam. Vanaran abravidravo muchatam duta agataha. Immediately Rama orders all the Vanaras to stop attacking this Rakshasa and says, he has come as a messenger and it is not our dharma to harm him. Let him go back to Ravana and give the message back to Ravana. And thus Shuka goes back taking the message that Sugriva has given to Ravana. Now, it is now the time for Rama to take the next step as advised by Vibhishana. All the Vanaras now are waiting for Rama's next step. Tata Sagara Velayam Darbhanastirya Ragavaha Anjalim Prangmukha Kritva Pratisishye Mahodade Mahum Bhujanga Bhogabham Upadhaya Arisudanaha. Now Valmiki captures that momentous occasion. Tataha Sagara Velayam, on the seashore, right on the seashore, Rama decides to perform a vrata to pray to Samudra Raja. Vibhishana advised that one way to approach Samudra Raja is to surrender to him, to pray to him so that he can cooperate, and Samudra Raja, when he cooperates, will help us to cross over this ocean, take this entire Vanara army across to the other shore. Therefore, Rama prepares for that vrata. Tataha Sagara Velayam Darbhanastirya Raghavaha. Rama spreads darbha grass on the shore, on the sand, and then he prepares for the vrata to be performed. Anjalim Prangmukham Kritva, with his by bowing to Samudra Raja, paying homage, paying respects to him. So this is what we must learn from Rama. His humility to pay respects whenever required. And here we see Rama with Anjali Mudra praying to Samudra Raja. Anjalim Prangmukha Kritva Pratishishye Mahodade. Mahodade, the ocean, the Sagara, is being prayed to. Bahum Bhujanga Bhogabham Upadhaya Arisudanaha. This is where now suddenly we see Valmiki capturing that scene from a different perspective now. Like all of us, Valmiki, it seems, is also mesmerized by what has ensued. What has ensued was a very, very significant incident, the incident of Abhaya Pradhana. Rama giving Abhaya to Vibhishana is the crowning glory of Ramayana, the Prapatti Shastra. And Valmiki, witnessing that incident, was inspired. He is in awe. He is in awe of Bhagavan giving Abhaya to Vibhishana. And he is in awe of Rama's Abhaya Hasta. So therefore, now we see Valmiki capturing that beauty of Rama's Abhaya Hasta. So, throughout the Ramayana, we see Valmiki describing the beautiful eyes of Rama. We see him describing the beautiful lotus feet of Rama. But this is that one segment where we see Valmiki taking a moment to capture the awe-inspiring beauty of Rama's Abhaya Hasta here. And what is special is, across the Shastras, in texts, the Shastras spend a lot of time on Bhagavan's Divya Mangala Vigraha, and they are very partial to his lotus eyes and to his lotus feet. Seldom we see description of his Abhaya Hasta, but Valmiki does a great deed by capturing the beauty of Rama's Abhaya Hasta here. Now, he is now capturing that moment where Rama is about to lie down on darbha grass. Incidentally, even today, we can take the opportunity of seeing Rama lying on darbha grass. In the Divya Desha Punya Kshetra called Tirupullani. Tirupullani in Tamil translates to Darbhasayana. Darbhasayana Rama. 10 kilometers from Ramanathapuram. This is the place where Rama performed the vrata to Samudra Raja before building Setu. So this is the place. Even today, there is a historic temple. Even today, we can go there and see Rama in Darbhasayana Kola, where he is lying, reclining, not on Adisesha, on Darbha. We only see Bhagavan reclining on Adisesha. Here he is reclining on Darbha. He spreads Darbha all across. And how is he reclining? Valmiki gives the detail to us. He says, Bahum Bhujanga Bhogabham Upadhaya Arisudhana. Now he has to recline comfortably now on Darbha grass. And he needs a pillow to recline. Where will he get his pillow from? Adisesha is still not there. Rama has not invited Adisesha for reclining on. So therefore, Valmiki says, Bahum Bhujanka Bhogabham. Rama's Abhaya Hasta now becomes his pillow. So he reclines on Darbha grass with his mighty arm, with his right arm. Valmiki says, Bhujanga Bhogabham. Bhujanga is like a mighty snake. His arm now has become Adisesha-like. His Abhaya Hasta has become Adisesha-like, resting his head on his Abhaya Hasta. Rama majestically reclines on the Darbha grass. Prayaha Prapadane Pumsam Pauna Punyam Nivarayan Asta Sriranga Vartrupmam Avyata Abhayamudritaha. Vedanta Desika, looking at Ranganatha's Abhaya Hasta, is in awe. The great Acharya, he looks at Ranganatha of Srirangam and he is in awe of his Abhaya Hasta. And he says, I understand the message that this Abhaya Hasta is giving us. And he is praying for the protection of the Abhaya Hasta, which protects this entire world. It seems Bhagavan's Abhaya Hasta is actually saying to the one who takes his refuge, his Abhaya Hasta is saying, once is enough. It's repeatedly giving the message, once is enough. You have surrendered to me once. Sakriteva prapannaya tavasniti chayachate. Abhayam sarvabhutebhyo dadamyetat pratam mama. It is giving that reassurance that surrendering to me once is enough. And that one surrender from you is enough for me to provide all that protection that you need. Bhagavan presents to us is in different postures. And his hasta also has several postures. When we, depending on the different temples that we go to, as Achamurti, his hasta, we see his hasta as Varada Hasta. We see his hasta as Samhara Hasta. We see his hasta as Katika Hasta. We see his hasta as Abhaya Hasta. We see his hasta as Ahvana Hasta. So different postures giving different messages to us. Varada Hasta. We see Bhagavan, Varada Hasta, this is this hasta pointing to his feet. His hasta is pointing to his feet. It is that posture is called Varada Hasta. Why his hasta is pointing to his feet? Essentially giving us the message that come, surrender to my feet, and everything that you will ever need, I will bestow all the boons, including moksha. Varada Hasta. He is the giver of all the boons. Whatever you ask and whatever you don't ask, I shall give. And Varada Hasta majestically points to his lotus feet. Katika Hasta. No, Katika Hasta, if we have to visualize Tirumala Srinivasa, his left arm is gently pointing to his hip. Kati is hip. Bhagavan is pointing to his hip. And sometimes we wonder, why is Bhagavan pointing his hand gently to his hip? He is giving a strong message saying, do not worry, I shall ensure that the ocean of samsara is dried up to the hip so that you can easily walk through the ocean. I shall dry up the ocean of samsara and ensure that it shall not cross the hip so that you can easily walk through. Again, reassurance every time with his Katika Hasta. Abhaya Hasta. Abhaya Hasta, we are all familiar with. Basically assuring, Mashachaha, do not fear. Do not fear, do not grieve. I am there. Surrender unto me once. That is enough. I shall take care. There is also an interesting posture which is called Ahvana Hasta. Very rarely we see this. But where we see this, it is so very interesting. Ahvana Hasta, where Bhagavan is inviting us, is calling us. Asking, seeking our attention. Instead of we seeking his attention, he is trying to seek our attention, saying, come to me. I shall protect you. I shall take care of you. Don't worry. Don't go wandering everywhere. I am there. Ahvana Hasta. The one place which reminds me of Ahvana Hasta is a place called Sholingapuram near Arakkonam in Tamil Nadu, where Bhaktavatsala Nrsimha is with the posture of Ahvana Hasta, inviting bhaktas. That's why he's called Bhaktavatsala. Out of Vatsalya, he is calling. Do not fear. Come, I shall protect you. He is calling. Ahvana Hasta. Thus, through several postures, Bhagavan repeatedly gives assurance to us. Here, Valmiki is celebrating the glorious Abhayahasta. He says, Bahum Bhujanga Bhogabham Upadhaya means pillow. That Abhayahasta of Rama has now become Rama's pillow, and Valmiki says, Rama is now gently reclined on Darbha grass. He says, Prang Mukhaha, with facing eastwards, with his head facing eastwards, he is reclining because he is now going to do vrata of praying to Samudra Raja, and that vrata requires he faces eastwards and he fasts. He fasts without even drinking water, and this is what Rama is going to do. But Valmiki is not so much worried about the vrata of Rama. He is unable to take his eyes off that Abhayahasta of Rama because Valmiki is still processing the Abhaya Pradhana that just happened recently. And therefore he says, Manikanchana Keyura Mukta Pravara Bhushanaihi Bujaihi Paramanarinam Abhimrushta Anekatha. Valmiki now is explaining the beauty of the Abhayahasta of Rama. Manikanchana Keyura Mukta Pravara Bhushanaihi. Not now. It is that glorious, beautiful hand of Rama, which was in the past adorned with armlets of gems, gold, and the most excellent of pearls. No, it was so very decorated with the Divya Bhushanas. Manikanchana Keyura Mukta Pravara Bhushanai Bujai Paramanarinam Abhimrishta Anekadha Paramanarinam. It is that hand, that tender lotus-like hand of Rama was gently caressed by none other than Paramanarina, by Kausalya, by Kaikeyi, by Sumitra. Valmiki is reminded, it is this Abhayahasta when it was tender, when Rama was a little child. So incidentally, there were not many details of Rama's childhood in the Ramayana. Now Valmiki is reminded of Rama's childhood, it seems. It is this Abhayahasta, when it was tender and gentle and little, wasn't this hand that was caressed gently by Kausalya, by Kaikeyi, by Sumitra? They took turns to caress, and in order not to make Rama exert with his right hand, he was always fed. Kausalya, Sumitra, Kaikeyi, it seems, were taking turns, and they were competing with each other to feed Rama. Wasn't this the same hand which has now become a Abhayahasta that gave Abhay Pradhana to Vibhishana? Ujaihi Paramanarinam Abhimrishta Manekatha. It is that tender hand. Chandananguru Vishchaiva Purastad Bhavit Sevitam Balasurya Prakashaischa Chandanai Rupashobhitam. Balasurya Prakashaischa. Valmiki is comparing Rama's Abhayahasta to a rising sun. Because Abhayahasta removes the fear of the darkness of samsara. And Valmiki has witnessed that. Dispelling Vibhishana's darkness, dispelling the fear of Vibhishana. So now, immediately he compares Rama's Abhayahasta to a rising sun. He says, Balasurya Prakashaischa, just like a rising sun. Chandanai Rupashobhitam, Chandana Guru Vishchaiva Purastad Abhisevitam. It is that same arm, that same hand, which was tended with sandalwood paste, with aloe, with saffron paste, which was gently decorated and massaged by Kausalya, Kaikeyi, Sumitra, and all of them. It is that tender little hand which has now become the Abhayahasta. How beautiful it is. It is that Abhayahasta which is now shining like a rising sun. Shayane Chottamangena Sitaya Shobitam Pura, Takshakasyeva Sambhogam, Ganga Jala Nishevitam. Isn't that the same hand on which grazed Sita's head? Isn't the same hand which now is become the Abhayasta? It is now looking strong, so strong, which is on which Rama's head is resting, so strong, like a strong Takshaka resting on Ganga Jala. It is the same hand. Now it is on which Rama is gently resting with his head on it and reclining on the grass. Samge Yugasamkasham Shatrunam Shokavardhanam Sridam Nandanam Deekam Sagarantavyapashrayam. That strong hand, it says Yugasamkasham, Sange Yugasamkasham. It is resembling a strong yoke. The yoke is that wooden stick which connects the two bulls when it is made to plow. It has to be so strong, it has to bring both the bulls together so that the bulls together can plow on the field. It is looking so strong. Sange Yugasamkasham Shatrunam Shokavardhanam Suhridam Nandanam Deegam Sagarantavyapashrayam. Shatrunam Shokavardhanam. It is that hand which ensures, which strikes terror in the enemy camp. It is the same hand, Suhridam Nandanam, which kindles hope, which kindles happiness and celebrations in the camp of good people, those who are friends to him. And he says, Asyatacha punasavyam jagata vigatatpacham dakshino kakshinam bahum mahaparigasam samibham gosahasra padataram hyupadhaya bhujam mahat. Valmiki is unable to contain himself. Here is an opportunity. He is missed before. And so he goes at length. He is relishing that beautiful Abhayasta of Rama. He says, Jagata Vigatat Pacham. He looks at the Abhayasta, he says, whose skin had been hardened. Repeatedly using the bow, the strokes of the bowstring, it is that hand. The skin has been hardened because of that. Jagata Vigatat Pacham. And he says, Mahapariga Samnibham. It resembles a great mace, such a strong, mighty hand. Gosahasra Padatar. It is the same hand that bestowed, that keeps giving thousands and thousands of cows in charity. Essentially saying that is that hand which only knows to give, doesn't know to take. That hand, Upadhaya Bhujam Mahat, that mighty hand, that supreme hand, that Abhayasta has now become Upadhaya, has now become a pillow on which Rama is majestically resting. Now, everybody definitely is now relishing Rama's posture there. If Valmiki can relish, obviously Vibhishana, Sugriva, Hanuman, Jambada, Angada, all the Vanarasena are relishing that supreme posture where Darbhasayana Rama has begun to take vrata and Adyave Maranam Vata Taranam Sagarasyava Iti Ramo Dhritim Krutva Mahabahur Mahodatim Adishishyecha Vidivat Prayatotra Stitho Munihi. Now Rama, after reclining, he is now taking a vow. He says, either we have to cross the ocean or I will face death. He's addressing this to Samudra Raja. Either we cross the ocean or I'm ready to face death. And this is my vow. And until then, I'm going to continue to fast. And he says, Tasya Ramasya Suttasya Kusha Astirna Mahitale Niyamat Apramattasya Nishastrisro Atichakramahu. Following this declaration, Rama continues to fast for 3 consecutive days, praying to Samudra Raja. Rama essentially is asking Samudra Raja to cooperate. Rama is saying, I surrender to you as advised by Vibhishana, and with your cooperation and support, you will find a way for this entire Vanarasena to cross over. And therefore, until then, until you cooperate, I will continue to fast. And this fasting went on for 3 full days. Sat Triratroshitaha tatra nayagyo dharmavatsalaha upasata tada Ramaha sagaram saritam patim. Remaining there for 3 nights. Rama tatra nayagyaha. Who is a nayagya? Follower of Shastra, follower of system. See, Rama repeatedly keeps telling us that one must follow Shastra. One must follow the injunctions of what the Shastras give us. Because it is very easy to take a shortcut. It's very difficult to follow the rules. The rules are there to be followed. But we are always finding ways to find for shortcuts. Somehow, because following rules is difficult. We want to take the easy way out of everything. Zebra crossing on a road will be there just few feet away, but we do not have the patience or the energy to just walk maybe 10 feet and take the zebra crossing to go the other side. We will end up crossing invariably in the wrong place of the road. And especially in a place where they take pains to mark zebra crossing. I'm not talking about India. There we don't know where the zebra crossing is. Rules are very clearly laid down, but somehow our mind says, let's find a shortcut, let's find a shortcut. But Rama repeatedly says, there is a purpose for the rules. Without rules, society will become a jungle. And he himself is a stickler for rules. We see Rama adhering to rules. For him, adhering to dharma is the foremost. And therefore, here we see. Therefore, Valmiki is very clear to point out, Tatra Nayagyaha Dharma Vatsalaha. He is Dharma Vatsala. He has Vatsalya for Dharma. So much Vatsalya for Dharma that he is ready to sacrifice himself for the sake of Dharma. So we need to always keep this point in mind every time we discuss any incident in Ramayana. Rama is Dharma Vatsala. Who is a Dharma Vatsala? Who is ready to sacrifice one's own self and one's self-interest for the sake of Dharma. So whenever we come to incidents where we may start to question Rama's decisions, we need to keep reminding ourselves that if Rama does something, he does that as per Dharma. He is Dharma Vatsala. He is ready to sacrifice himself. To him, individual is not about Dharma. This is the most important lesson he keeps teaching. No one is about Dharma. Dharma is above all the individuals. So Valmiki celebrates here. Nayagyaha Dharma Vatsalaha Upasata tada Ramaha Sagaram Saritam Patim. He waited upon the Saritam Patim, the Samudra Raja Sagara. And as Rama patiently was praying and waiting, Nacha darshayate mandastada Ramasya Sagaraha Prayatena Apiramena Yatarham Abhipujitaha. In spite of Rama's prayers, in spite of Rama humbly approaching the Samudra Raja, Nacha darshayate mandaha. Valmiki immediately says, Mandaha. Samudra Raja is Mandaha, he says. He is foolish, he is careless. That's why he did not find it appropriate to respond to Rama's prayers. Nacha darshayate mandastada Ramasya Sagaraha Prayatena Apiramena Yatarham Abhipujitaha. In spite of Rama praying to him, no response from Samudra Raja. Samudra Raja remained doing nothing. Samudrasya tata kruddho ramo raktantalochanaha samipastam uvacha idam lakshmanam shubha lakshmanam. We will see in Yuddha Kāṇḍam that facet of Rama which we are not used to. Just like how Arjuna sees a different facet of Krishna in the 11th chapter of the Gita. Until then, Arjuna never knew that Krishna can be fierce. Nobody also knew. Everyone knew Krishna as one who only smiles and he doesn't know anything other than smile. And to his utter shock, Arjuna discovered otherwise. Same is the case in Ramayana as well. We all know Rama's smile. We do not yet know Rama's anger. Rama too can be a Kala. After all, he is Kala. Kalos Viloka Kshayatrat Pravritta. lokan samahatmiha pravritta. Now we will see in Yuddha Kāṇḍa that facet of Rama, and that is required because he is going to now engage in samhara, dushta samhara, and Rama now is really getting fierce. Samudrasya tata kruddho ramo raktantalochanaha. His eyes are becoming red because Rama gave Samudra Raja an opportunity to participate in dharma karya. He gave enough time to Samudra Raja, and now Rama cannot tolerate this. Not because Samudra Raja has not responded to his prayer, because Samudra Raja is foolish not to recognize that there is an opportunity for him to play a significant part in Dharma Samstapana. And therefore, Rama looks at Samudra Raja with anger. Samipastam uvacha idam Lakshmana Shubha Lakshmana. Valmiki now notices, Lakshmana, who is supposed to be anger personified, Lakshmana Shubha Lakshmana. Lakshmana is looking very shanta in compared to Rama now. Always we think Lakshmana, Adisesha Avatara, is anger personified. Always fearful. Now, compared to Rama's fierceness, Lakshmana, it seems, is looking very pleasant. Lakshmana, Shubha Lakshmana. Rama looks at Lakshmana. Avalepam samudrasya nadarshayati yat swayam rashamcha kshama-chaiva arjavam priyavadita asamathyam palanyete nirguneshu satham gunaha. Nirguneshu satham gunaha. The one he's looking at, he's telling in Lakshmana, Lakshmana, avalepam samudrasya nadarshayati yat swayam. This Samudra Raja has the audacity not to respond to my prayers. Prashamchaiva, in the calmness, kshama, forbearance, patience, arjavam, straightforwardness, priyavadita, soft-spokenness. All of this seem to not work. I'm surprised that being soft-spoken, being patient, being calm, it looks like the Samudra Raja is not going to respond to all of this here, Lakshmana, and therefore asamarthya, and this asamarthya, the result, the consequence of taking this kind of an approach seems to be not working. So now I need to really teach him a lesson. Atma prashamsinam drishtam viparidhavakam sarvatra usrishta dandakam cha lokaha satkurute naram. Lakshmana, Rama says, I have now learned one thing. Lakshmana, it looks like in Loka, he says, dushtam, people shamelessly keep running around in all directions like a horse, and they are, the world honors only those who keep boasting. It looks like the world does not honor those who are very humble. One needs to necessarily keep ghosting around, only then people will get recognized. If you are calm, controlled, very soft-spoken, it looks like the world will not recognize. Only when somebody madly runs around gets noticed. So it looks like this Samudra Raja, unfortunately, needs to be treated differently. I need to give him a different treatment. Nasamna shakyate kirtir, nasamna shakyate yashaha, praptum lakshmana loke asminjayova ranamudhani. It looks like this tactic of appeasement, conciliation, peace is not working. I think time has come to show my other side. I have a different side. There is a famous movie dialogue, possibly inspired by this segment of Ramayana. Rama says, Adyamat bhana nirbhinnair makarair makaralayam niruddhatoyam saumitre plavatpihi pasya sarvataha. Lakshmana, behold now what's going to happen. Behold, the Samudra Raja is thinking he is mighty. I'm going to just split it apart. All the creatures from the ocean are now just going to splash outside hither and thither. Sasankshaha, Shuktika, Jalam, Samina, Makaram Sharehi, Adya Yuddhena Mahata, Samudram, Parishoshate. I'm going to make this ocean dry up. In a moment, I'm going to make this ocean so dry that all our Vanarasena can just walk over it. Adya Yuddhena Mahata, Samudram, Parishoshaye. We don't need to break our heads trying to see how we are going to cross this ocean. I'm just going to try it up completely. Shamayahi samayuktam mam ayam makaralayam asamartam vijanati dhikshamam idrusho jane. This ocean thinks I am incapable of taking assertive action, and it's a mistake that is committed. Now see what's going to happen. Sadarshayati samname sagaro rupamatmanaha chapamanaya saumitre sharam cha ashi vishaupaman samudram shoshayishyami padbhyam yantu plavangamaha. Hey Lakshmana, fetch my bow and my arrows, and I'm now going to shoot those arrows, which is going to completely clean up this ocean, make it so very dry, it's going to become like an ordinary ground for everybody to just walk over it. Evamukpa dhanushpanihi krodha vispaiti kshanaha bahuvaravo dhatusho yuganta agnit ivajwalan. Rama was glowing like Kala himself, like that flame that destroys the world at the time of Pralaya. Rama was glowing like that flame with fierceness to basically show that what Samudra Raja has done is not acceptable. And immediately, Sampid Gyachadhanu Ghoram Kampiyatva Sharir Jagat Mumoja Vishikan Mugran Vajradi Ivashata Krutahu. He immediately takes his bow and with a clang, makes a clang and takes an arrow and shoots a very powerful arrow into the ocean. And the arrow is like a thunderbolt of Indra. Vedvalanto Mahavegas Tejasa Saikottamaha Pravishanti Samudrasya Salilam Salilam Tatrasta Pangamam. Immediately the arrow hits the waters, massive splash happens, and all the creatures from the ocean are forced to jump out. Mahaurmihi Mala Vitataha Shanka Shakti Samakulaha Sadhumaha Parivritta Urmiha Sahasa Apuna Mahaudihi Urmaya Sindur Rajasya Sanakra Makarasa Tada Vindhya Mandara Samkashaha Samutpetu Sahasrashaha. Thousands of waves arose. That arrow of Rama, once it hit the ocean bed, thousands of waves arose, resembling each wave was, one wave was the size of Vindhya mountain, another wave was the size of Mandara mountain. Thousands and thousands of such waves arose, and all the sea creatures, the fishes, the crocodiles, all the sea monsters, they were all forced, which were all under the sea, deep inside the sea, were forced to be pushed out of the sea, and there was a huge commotion, massive waves, and it was fierce, and there was a huge smoke that was coming all out, and everybody was terrified looking at the scene. And Lakshmana, it seems, was terrified, and Lakshmana immediately approaches Rama. He says, Etad vinapi udadestavarya sampasyeti veeratamasya karyam bhavatpida krodavasham nayanti dirgam bhavan pashyatu sadhu vrittam. Hey Rama, sadhu. Who's saying this? Lakshmana is saying this. Lakshmana says, Rama, understand your anger. Let's calm down. There is definitely another way by which we can get Samudra Raja to support us. And as Lakshmana prays for Rama to calm down, Rama is still holding on to the bow majestically and standing as Kodandapani with all fierceness. What ensues next, we will see next Sabda. Until then, let us continue to contemplate on that glorious Darbhasayana Rama, gloriously, gently reclining on Darbha spread all over on the seashore, with his Abhaya Hasta gently supporting his head, and Rama facing eastwards in deep contemplation. Jai Shri Ram.